All right, now let's try
There he comes.
and get it together.
Yeah.
Our guest is here. Let's not be that inappropriate.
Well, it's kind of fun.
Hey, everybody, it's Shit Talk Reviews. Thanks so much for coming by. I'm John. We have Derek and David in the house, and we have a special guest. For those of you who don't already know him, our guest is an entrepreneurial musician, a business owner, a record label owner, world traveler, craft beer connoisseur, and is the vocalist for the juggernaut metal band UNEARTH. And with that, a very large Shit Talk welcome to Mr. Trevor Phipps. Thanks so much for coming, man.
Thanks for having me.
Wow, it's great to have you here. Where do we find you in the world right now?
I'm home. I'm home right now.
Where's home?
Pepperell,
What's the specific address?
Dave wants to know.
We just got off tour. We were gone for 3.5 weeks. Now we're home for eight or 9 days. Then we fly to Europe, so it's a nice little break at home. Hang out with the kids.
How long is the European run?
It's only we'll be there for 12 days total, so it's pretty short.
It's a quick one.
Yeah.
How do you stay healthy when you're home? I mean, kids are giant germ pods. Families are giant germ pods. You put a big bubble boy outfit on and bounce around the world.
Well, I have a cold right now. I was fine all tour. I got home and I immediately got a sinus cold. But that happens a lot because you're on a tour. We only had 1 day off. We had 22 shows in 23 days, and so I'm not sure if there's any science to it. But generally on tour, I can stay pretty healthy, and then as soon as I get home, I guess I relax, and all of a sudden the toxins come out and I get sick. So
That's always the way it works.
Generally how it goes. Usually about 3 or 4 days after a tour, I'm tired and it's just generally unwell. Not totally sick, but then I bounce back. I'm fine. But eat healthy, and I think kids give you exercise. I'm always playing with the kids, playing ball, or my son's 5, so he likes to wrestle. He's he knows a Power Ranger. I'm always Galvanex or Skull Gator or something.
It's a great age.
Versus Green Goblin. It's just really fun.
Nice. You mentioned the family. The Wretched, the Ruinous is an amazing record, and everything that you've done has been amazing. But this record is another level up. And you and I texted about some of the vocals being a little bit out of your comfort zone. But the question I had was lyrically, how much does your family piss you off in regards to the world we live in? Meaning the world we live in, you don't want your kids dealing with this shit. Because I felt it a little bit in this album, but I'm just curious if I was reading that right.
Yeah, so on all of our records, I've touched on the environment. So in 25 years, I've always had something to say about it, where it's clear that it's getting worse because of our actions. But it really ramped up. I tried to do a concept record for extinctions. Started halfway there, and then I got distracted with other topics that felt very important to me. So I didn't make the concept record, but because I had 2 kids at that point, I do believe that is what, encouraged it to be more of a focus of mine lyrically. Then, fast forward 3 years after Extinctions come. Sorry, I was 4 years when 3 years when I started writing the record. It doesn't matter. I'm talking over myself. And the kids are getting older and the environment's getting worse.
Yes.
And it's more and more science behind it. And I'm just trying to lend my voice to it, try to get more people to take action, to hopefully to encourage their politicians, no matter what side of the aisle they're on, to make greener choices, because our time is starting to run out.
It sure is. And interestingly, my family's building a solar-powered house made out of recycled steel. I'll invite you down to see that when it's done.
Right.
But tell me a little bit about when you're traveling around the world, the environment in Europe versus here and the efforts that are being taken. Do you see the difference? Because you travel and a lot of Americans don't.
In certain parts of the world, there's more obvious green structures, and even we're in Indonesia, which has a very high population. They're seeing the effects of climate change pretty drastically. They're going to uproot some cities and move the population because the sea level is getting higher. But they have full-on green hotels, which is, you don't really see that often in the States. So they're making the change, that they're making the effort. Europe is there as well, not to that extent I've noticed, but it might be easier in smaller governments to get things like that done. You know, we're such a large country. and we're pretty divided on basically everything. So
Yeah.
changing our infrastructure to be totally green would take an amazing undertaking.
I got a question, not to put you on the spot. Being so environmentally conscious, is there a way to mitigate the footprint of a big tour? Because I mean, obviously you're carting a lot of gear around. There's a lot of stuff in play there. Are there ways to be more green when you do that?
Yeah, for us, there are. We stopped taking buses in the States unless it was absolutely necessary. The last bus we took was on a Warped Tour 2018. We used a company called Green Vans. They always have the newest technology, high gas mileage vans. And it's like a small crew. Even in Europe, in this past spring, we headlined a tour. It was 5 bands, and instead of 2 or 3 buses, we rolled in 1 bus. So it's 5 bands.
That's
1
awesome.
That's awesome.
So you have to focus on that stuff and try to correct it that way, because we are leaving our footprint by touring. But if we can make it a smaller imprint, and that's us, still working and doing that.
That's great.
Hey, Trev, first of all, the album is amazing. Absolutely loved it. Just a great job with that. But I'm just curious. I would assume that a lot of this was done during COVID. You probably had a lot of downtime, less traveling, less in the studio. Because it's a concept album, I would assume that you might have embraced that break just a little bit to maybe focus on what you were trying to put out on this album as far as your passion. And if you could answer that, and then I don't forget, Into the Abyss, absolute amazing song. The lyrics are absolutely incredible. And I kind of seem like it almost was kind of like what we're doing in this world and what the war is going on right now. It's so fitting to the time right now. If you could just share kind of what was going through your mind at that time writing this, and if it was a sense of relief for you during COVID, that you could sit down and take a break and put something together like this.
I can't say COVID was a welcome break. It forced the band to take a break that I think the band needed. We had some inner divisions in the band, and as clear as day, we lost two members during the pandemic. But as for writing, I mean, the emotions of that time were so up and down that I had moments of creativity. I had moments where I couldn't even get a word on paper. It took a long time. So we could have had this record finished in the studio in December 2021, but I wasn't there with the lyrics. I had vocal patterns for everything. Just I didn't get the lyrics. As I wasn't inspired enough to complete the concept record, but I shouldn't say inspired. I just didn't have the right words. So I had to do more research. I don't want to put anything down on paper. I wanted to make a story and make sure I had the modern science behind what I'm saying, just to get it right, so I don't look stupid, Yeah. And as far as Into the Abyss, that song was directly influenced by a Swedish film and it's the name of the film is the acoustic track leading into it. Aniara. It's a great film.
Yeah.
It's about the future where the earth is dying and we have to leave. That's kind of where the story ends, because something different happens to this ship and it's a whole different story. But basically, it's the first part of the film is mirroring what is likely to happen unless we change. And so people get to leave and go to Mars or wherever they might go. But there's going to be billions left behind because there's too many of us to get us all off the planet.
Just an amazing song, Trevor. The lyrics: a distant world, a perfect place for billions left behind. A monstrous hell awaits. Fly into the abyss. An illumination of gravity of mankind's wake. Just phenomenal. Just really hit me on that one. It's fabulous. It's a great job.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
What's your favorite part of an album cycle? Excuse me. Is it the writing process, being in the studio and tracking, touring the album?
I think the initial buildup of after you get the finished copy, you have all the buildup to when it's going to be released. There's a lot of feedback from fans and from press, friends and family. So it's because you put so much of your energy in. It can be very frustrating trying to write and record a record. You get so emotionally involved in it, and If it's not good enough, you have to make it good enough, and that can be taxing. So it's a stressful thing, but it's at the end of the day, it's very rewarding. So I think the ultimate reward is when it's being built up, everyone's talking about it, and then you get to go out and play these songs live for the first time. And then that the album cycle kind of dictates itself. So if it's doing well, you get a lot of touring. If it's just not connecting with people, then your touring slows down. So it's the first part of it's the best.
Yeah. Well, 25 years of that under your belt, I'm sure you've experienced that cycle enough times.
Yeah, it's getting even more challenging and trying, because there's so much now back catalog that we have to live up to ourselves, or continue to try to better ourselves. So there's a pressure there as well.
Is it me, or did you get a lot of spotlights that you don't normally get with this record? Like I was shocked. I got in the car one day and there's Jose talking to you guys on Liquid Metal. I'm like, wow, and Unearth was at the top of the Devil's Dozen for a number of weeks. Was was there more press around this record, or is it just me?
I think there's some more press than our last couple records, but as far as Jose goes from SiriusXM, he's always been a big supporter. I remember our song "My Will Be Done" was #1 for many weeks back then. "Incinerate" from our last record was #1. I think it was number 5 for the whole year, and the year-end countdown. So he's always been a big supporter, and he's usually had us in for interviews. He's a great ally to metal.
He sure is.
Metal ambassador, he calls himself, and he truly is. He's been very helpful to many bands.
You took over. What was it? A week takeover of that show? Yeah,
I mean, I was only there for maybe an hour.
Okay. We'll call it a week.
The show for the week. Yeah, it was great to be on the spotlight like that. But there's been other press as well, because I think this record has gotten a lot of positive feedback from press and fans. So it's it's good.
Yeah, I know you're passionate about the environment. You've got your family. What are the things that turn your wheels outside of the musical arena? What are you passionate about when you're not writing and playing?
Family is the most important thing for sure. I'm lucky enough to have a property. I like to mow the lawn here, hang out with my family, have them over for cookouts. I like some sports. I'm not as much into sports as I used to be. And I really attribute that to the pandemic. Something happened, man. I fell more in love with UFC than anything, and I lost my passion for big four sports, and because it wasn't on as regularly, and I just kind of thought, what's the point in a way? Also made me a bit spoiled. Red Sox and Patriots.
They won a lot.
Celtics, Bruins have all won. And
20 years run.
An asshole spoiled fan, but I don't know. UFC is more entertaining to me currently, and a good boxing match as well.
Next time you're in Tampa or Miami or wherever, we will come see you. And Dave, you'll learn, is an asshole. And if you have UFC moves, you are welcome to use him as a meat bag. Just beat him until he bleeds, please.
We only ask that you give us time to get the cameras out.
All right. Yeah. I don't fight anybody, man. Well, I'm friendly.
Well, then you know what we'll do? We'll go in the pit and then we'll watch him get torn apart. It'll be great. Because he's old.
No, that's not going to happen, because we know metal fans are the best fans, and they will pick you up off the floor.
They will pick
exactly. That's what they do.
They do that.
Hey, Trev, real quick, tell me about, and I've asked this in other interviews, but this one is pretty amazing. You've worked with Buzz since 1998, 25 years you guys have been together. Just tell me about the relationship you guys have. And I was just curious how that works in the studio. If you come with the vocals, he comes with the music, if you guys collaborate together. But props to having a relationship like that with somebody this long. It says a lot about both of you guys. Pretty amazing.
Oh, thank you. Buzz is the best, man. I think he's a grossly underrated guitar player and songwriter. All members of the band have always, given our 2 cents on the songwriting, and Ken would also give his songs as well to write. But for the bulk of our career, Buzz has written a heavy portion of the songs. once the songs are written, that's when I come in with my lyrics and vocal patterns. So even though we all give our 2 cents on how the arrangements should go, it's his ideas, it's his riffs, his arrangements, and we all fine tune it. But
do you feel that relationship's getting better as time goes? Are you guys in such a good place right now?
Yeah, he's something about the way he writes and the way he plays inspires me to be a better vocalist. So I'll have friends send me stuff like might want to do a demo together, and it sounds good. It's like, okay, I can put these vocals over this, but it doesn't have the same appeal to me. There's something about the way he writes and plays that it triggers something in my creative brain to be the best I can be, and it brings up better ideas.
I'm sure you do that for him on the other side also. So you guys bring a lot to the table. That's great.
It's fun traveling the world with your friends.
Yeah.
How do you fight through that when you hit a block? Do you just walk away from a track for a while and come back to it, or ask Buzz to make some changes?
No, I find myself, having new tricks. So this one was extra challenging. I said, so if I couldn't get it, I'd listen to a certain part just on loop. If I just couldn't get anything, that didn't work, then I'd do something else. I'd go to the gym and listen and just try to get different ideas. And sometimes that works. Like, different juices flowing in your brain when you're working out, and then different patterns or lyrics come in. Then also I have an acoustic guitar. I would start playing and just singing a pattern I think, and the words would come naturally that way. So there's a couple songs on the record where I wrote, a section of the song with an acoustic first, and then changed it. Even though I wasn't playing the same riff as Buzz, I was playing something, similar, and it just kind of got there for me. That was a new thing for me.
Nice. Cool. I don't remember if I read or heard in an interview you did that you'll bust out the acoustic and play for your kids. And I think you went to the kids' school, right, and played for the students.
Yes, yeah.
Very cool.
That's cool.
First time I think was 3. I did 3, 4, and 5, which was preschool, and it was really an excellent experience. But it was COVID, and my son was in there, so I couldn't get in.
When
are you going to bring the whole band in? Play a full set for a bunch of preschoolers.
Off. Poor kids will know what
right? You're like the cool dad, though. That's pretty cool,
It was fun. It was really fun. Yeah. Good memories.
So one of my favorite things about you is, on occasion over the years, you'll send me bands that you're into, like just text out of the blue, and I'm like, oh. So is there anything that you've been into lately that you want to kind of shine a spotlight on? Because I know that you love listening to a lot of music, and everything you send is always good. So why not ask? Yeah,
the bands that are doing really well right now, newer bands, Fugitive is unreal. It's members of Power Trip and Creeping Death, and it's so good, man. And I see a bright future for them. I know that Power Trip might come back. Who knows? But if not, we have Fugitive, who are just awesome. Spirit World are great. Spirit Adrift are great.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many good bands. Sable Hills from Japan. We just did some dates with them. That band is killer. They're like mid 2000s metalcore. Play with a lot of energy, great performers, but it's with a modern sound to it. Cruelty out of Japan was also awesome. Very heavy, very noisy, heavy hardcore. There's so many great bands, man. You can go on and on. It's a really, really strong time for aggressive music.
I have to ask, because you mentioned Power Trip. If they came back and they said, "Hey, Trevor, can you come and do Riley's parts on a tour?" Would you do it? Could you do it?
I believe they might have a guy. I think the guy from Fugitive should do it. He sounds a lot like him.
He does. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Trev, I got just a quick question, just to piggyback on what we were just talking about. These bands you named, Fugitive, Power Trip, Sable Hill, all the music that's coming out today. But yet we still have music coming out from Metallica, 72 Seasons, Judas Priest, all these bands. I'm 52 years old. I grew up with these bands, and yet they still aren't going away. And we were talking about Metallica. One of the first things I said was, I can't believe I'm talking about this band that's been around since the early 80s. Even though those bands aren't really which you guys kind of put out on albums, how much of those bands inspire you, maybe personally or the band, to put out music?
100%. I mean, I said, 6 months ago that I want to go longer than Ozzy's gone, because these guys are they're warriors for metal, and I want to be one for life too. It's awesome to see. That's why I said, I've said before that it might be the strongest time in heavy music history right now,
Yeah,
because the
that's a good
originators
point.
are still alive. They're still here.
Yeah.
They're still kicking ass, still putting out records, still touring and filling giant places. And then you
Yeah,
have a very strong, new scene, and all the bands that came, after Black Sabbath, a lot of the most important ones are still around. So bands that have been around 25 plus years, 25 to 40 years are still out there. And even if they're not around full time, they're still doing, reunion shows at big festivals, Furnace Fest or Wacken or something. So it's a really unique and cool time, and can't say won't be as good again. But once these older bands are gone, that special moment will be gone forever.
Yeah, I agree. That's a great point, Trevor. Yeah,
golden moment.
Well, I'd say you guys are well on your way to reaching that status at 25 years. I mean,
my 9-year-old's the only one that wants to actually listen to Unearth in our house. Everything else is Taylor Swift.
Not to say that there's not some merit there.
Yeah. You have to enjoy or just respect all art.
That's right.
Trevor, what just actually disliking music years ago, because it's like, it's just that person's interpretation of art. So that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I talk about Celine Dion all the time. Don't want to listen to it, but I can't not respect what she can do.
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
man.
Yeah.
Hey,
what's your perfect day? Sorry. Talk me through your perfect day.
It's waking up in the morning to my son waking me up, and then having breakfast or making breakfast for the kids. Then, if it's not a school day, we get to play, play in the yard, play Frisbee, play baseball, play soccer, basketball, hang out with the kids. Just really spend time with them, have my parents over, brothers and nephew over, and their spouses. So that kind of stuff,
Nice.
Let's really soak up that part of life the most.
That's great.
See, I told you he's a nice guy. He's not Tony Iommi that wants a big giant pile of cocaine and hookers, and Geezer and Ozzy. Told you. You guys didn't believe me.
It's fantastic. So you've got Europe coming up,
Mm-hmm.
and that's in a couple of weeks, you said?
I leave on the 1st of November.
Nice. What comes after that? Got any plans?
Yeah, we have a show in Orange County in mid-December. Bleeding Through is doing a 20-year anniversary of This Is Love, This Is Murderous. Big show at the House of Blues. So that's the pre-Christmas gig. And then in the new year, we have some festivals already lined up for next summer in Europe.
Nice.
Two different stints, and we're in the works for a couple of different tours. Europe and stateside in the spring. So
nice.
We're gonna keep hitting the road hard.
Coming to Florida? Gonna get to Florida anytime soon?
Well,
I hope so. When we just headlined there, but if
I know
we're actually looking for a support tour, because we've done 2 headliners on this record so far, and so right now it's about time to play for other fans as well, because we've played to our fans and give them a long set. So we're happy to showcase our songs to a wider audience.
Nice. Yeah. Might be too early to ask, but when can we expect another album? So next year? Okay, great.
Next year. Not sure, but we have material, because there was 5 songs that didn't make this record. 2 of which are done and could have made the record. Just we couldn't make the record. 13 songs. It's just too long.
Mm-hmm.
So there might be a home for those 2 songs. I'm not saying we haven't found one yet, or a real idea what to do with them, but I'd like them to see the light of day. They're both really strong songs. But yeah, Buzz always has riffs, and there's 3 other songs that didn't make the record, that weren't completed. That there's a lot of great ideas on there.
Awesome.
Great.
Keep pushing there, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Can't stop, won't stop, as Freddie says.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, I'm a new fan. Sorry, I'm a new fan, and I had the opportunity to go back and listen to the entire catalog over the last couple of months, man. And you guys got me. I love what you do, and thrilled that you were willing to come and hang out with us malcontents for a couple of minutes.
Oh, it's cool. I'm enjoying it.
Next time you're in Florida, we will be there,
Yeah.
and dinner is on us. All right,
Oh yeah,
or lunch or whatever. But thank
Yes.
you for joining us. We really appreciate
Yeah,
it. It's
Trevor.
awesome to see you, man. It really is.
Good to
It's
see you as
been
well.
too long.
thanks for the time, guys. A nice shirt, by the way. That's very vision killer.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah. Great band.
Yeah, awesome.
definitely. Well, thank you again, man. Continued
Appreciate you guys.
success to you and all the guys. Look forward to everything you guys have coming down the road.
Oh yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank
All
you.
right, man. Thank you.